ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WarWolf Podcast.
Yes, and we are absolutely loving, and I mean loving, the current situation that is currently going on with our dude, honestly speaking, everything, like, let's be frank, like, the elections are hilarious, the fucking crash outs are fucking phenomenal, the absolute fucking bedlam that these motherfuckers are trying to start is sensational. Like, I'm sorry, like, everything that these fuckheads do at this point in time, I'm just like, you're having to pull out that for me? Oh, you shouldn't have. It's like, that's kind of how I feel at this point in time.
Yeah, California is going to be forced to have Republicans on the ballot, possibly governor with Steve Hilton, and LA with, oh crap, I'm drawing a blank on his name now.
Spencer Pratt.
Yes, Pratt. I was thinking Pritt, and I knew it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because at last count, and now mind you, there's a month where it could change,
Yes.
but at last count, he was in second place.
Yep.
And with their jungle primaries, it's the first two people then run against each other.
Yep.
So that will be interesting.
Though, to be honest, I would not be surprised if over the next month California found enough ballots to put all the Democrats over the top. You know, California being California. You know.
Absolutely. But yes, definitely interesting time.
Yes. It would be nice if Spencer Pratt, managed to win and actually, clean up all the hordes of fentanyl zombies that, roam Los Angeles freely all the time.
Yeah, here's the problem, and I'm going to say this right fucking now. Vancouver is going to kill all those motherfuckers. Like, I'm sorry, but at this point in time, like, if I were them, I would be hiding to make sure that they don't get fucking shot. Because Vancouver's going to try to fucking kill them. And for those who don't know, it's called the Dragon Cartel. Look it up. It's kind of interesting. The Mexicans and the Triads got together.
Wait, so who would they be trying to kill?
The two guys that are running in California.
Oh, yes. For a second, I thought you meant they were going to try to kill all the fentanyl zombies. And I was like, wait, but that's their customer base.
No.
Well, I know the Republicans had better have some damn good bodyguards.
Unfortunate.
Yes, and better find some bodyguards better than the current Secret Service. And their rather bad track record, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would really like to know why in the hell... Oh, wait. I do have a working hypothesis as to why. But, I mean, the Secret Service, these assholes are supposed to be the number one A-game type of guards. And in the latest assassination attempt on the president, not the one with the shooting down the street from the White House, I'm talking about the one that was at that press dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it seemed like those guys were just standing around thumb-jacking their fart boxes and jerking off while that asshole blazed through their security like fucking Naruto.
It looked like that, but they really weren't. That was a case of just bad.
Huh?
The way that kind of security, like 3 or 4 of intensity, what you're paying attention, how closely you're inspecting the person, and at that hotel, and I'm drawing a blank on it's got a shorthand name because that's the same hotel Reagan was shot at.
Really?
They had a very confined space to work in, so their inner and outer circles were basically on top of each other. So that text area that they would normally have, they didn't have. And on top of that, he was already there. He was staying there as a customer. So he got through part of the security the day before when the security wasn't there.
Oh, that's the Washington Hilton.
Yes. Now, there is a question of, were they breaking down and putting away the security equipment at an inappropriate time? Technically, no. Could it have been done at a better time? Yes. That's why they didn't react as fast as legend would dictate. So, I mean, that's technical failing.
Failing. The colloquial name for the Washington Hilton is the Hinckley Hilton.
That's the one I'm trying to remember. Yes, John Hinckley.
That's funny.
Yes,
the Hinckley Hilton.
Yes, that's because John Hinckley tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan there. As he.
Oh yeah.
So
I forgot what the Reagan assassin's name was.
Yeah, that's why it's known as the Hinckley. So yeah, and a lot of people aren't remembering is that one of the Secret Service agents did catch a bullet, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can actually see it happen on camera there. Because as the guy was Naruto running through that area, there was a little bit of a crossfire.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is that, like, did Secret Service really actually drop the ball? Not really. Like, the threat was stopped so quickly it was unfucking real.
Yeah.
The thing is that a lot of people harped on the one canine officer because the dog alerted on the guy, but the dude was confronted in that room because he sprints out of that room through the checkpoint.
Right.
And he was technically confronted already, but here's the thing: is
I don't believe so. I think that was a bathroom where he went in and put the.
No. He dipped into one of the service closets of the hotel.
Oh, that's what that room was.
Yeah, and what you end up having is that he's in there. The dog alerts on him as the canine officer is walking by. The canine officer starts interacting with him, and then the dude sprints through.
Mm-hmm.
And what you have to understand is that one, everybody's like, oh, why didn't the cop body block the door? It's like, fatal funnel. Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody with any understanding of how fucking gunfights work?
Fastest way to get shot is stand in the doorway. Second fastest way to get shot is stand directly against a wall because the bullet has a nasty habit of skittering down the wall.
Yeah.
For those in the audience who may not know what that means, can you elaborate on what a fatal funnel is?
Okay, so a fatal funnel, it's a colloquial term for anywhere where you get funneled into what is referred to as a murder hole in older parlance. So what you end up having is as time goes on, defensive structures start to take on this labyrinthine design where you funnel attackers through into these kill zones. Well, in the terms of an urban environment, you can turn the urban environment into kill zones the same way by using doorways, hallways, alleys, streets, etc., etc. So, so a fatal funnel, like for example, you can use the fatal funnel term to describe a doorway. You can use it to describe a hallway. You could use it to describe an alley, etc., etc. Anywhere where you're in a confined, funneled space, and you're easily fucking shot at or attacked. Because, you know, at the end of the day, a doorway is also a great way to fucking, you know, knife somebody. Just saying.
Yep.
Especially if it's a lesser trained individual when it comes to urban combat, and they stick their barrel through the door first. Then at that point in time, they're fucking dead.
Thank you for the free firearm.
Yep.
Yeah.
But on to more current events. What's the latest intel on what's going on between Zelensky and Putin?
Putin fucking ordered the aerospace arm of the Russian armed forces to just bomb the shit out of Kiev. And that's exactly what fucking happened. They hit Kiev with a shit ton of fucking the regular hypersonic missile. What the fuck? The KH-101, I believe.
The Orezhnik?
Not the Orezhnik. The Orezhnik is the MIRV style hypersonic. I think it's the KH-101. So they hit the city with a bunch of those, and then a couple sites they did hit with Orezhniks, but you know, point is they fucking smacked the shit out of Kiev. Frontline wise, you know, the Europeans are being like, oh, the Ukrainians are reversing a bunch of the Russian advances, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, they're not. Like there was one reversal in one sector in the south, and it lasted about 2 or 3 days before the Russians counterattacked and fucking annihilated an entire fucking fuck, what do they call it? Shit, I forget what they call them. What our equivalent of the Brigade Combat Team, BCT. I forget what the Ukrainians call theirs. But basically annihilated an entire BCT just in the counterattack. It's like, oh, hey, maybe putting yourself in exposed positions when the enemy is inviting you to attack is probably not the best idea, because that's like per some of the stuff I saw, that's what it looked like. Like, I'm barely paying attention to Ukraine at this point in time because the Russians are fucking they're advancing no problem. I don't give a shit at this point in time, especially with all the other shit that is more important when it comes to the U.S. In terms of ARC, you know, the A of ARC. The simple fact is that the Ukrainians, they can't win. The Europeans aren't in a position to actually drop troops into the conflict. The French keep trying to posture, but the Romanians and the Polish have basically told the French to shut the fuck up, because at this juncture, the Romanians are scared shitless that they're going to get fucking cooed. The government there is going to get cooed by the U.S. They're scared shitless of it.
Well, let me ask you something when you get done with this.
Okay. So the Romanians are basically, they're terrified that the U.S. is going to coup them, which then at that point in time, fucking Romania is off the table anyways. And then Poland has reversed on the whole, you know, helping Ukraine bullshit, because Ukraine's been doing a bunch of hinky bullshit. There's a bunch of reports of drones making their way into Poland, and you know, they're not killing anybody, but they're causing property damage. Well, the whole thing is that, oh, this was a Russian drone, and it's like, motherfucker, like, we know what the Russian ones look like. These are not Russian. And so the Poles have kind of just been like, okay, you're trying to draw us in as hard as you can. It's a little suspicious. So the Poles are basically, like, at this point in time, without the Romanians, without the Poles, the only hope the Ukrainians have is the French. Well, the Poles and the Romanians are refusing to go in, and so the French aren't going to go in. So right now, it's literally a case of like that's why Ukraine is trying to get a ceasefire going right now is because they're like shit like we need breathing room.
Yeah.
All the people that were supplying us aren't supplying us.
Well, that's definitely a component of it, but.
And also, don't a lot of the people in Eastern Europe already have a hatred or grudge towards anything Russia?
Yes.
No. Okay, so I've dove into this a little bit, and it's actually a very interesting fucking discussion. So, yes, there is a grudge against the Russians, but it's not against the Russians, it's against the Soviets. These people are really, really, really in tune with their actual situation. But the problem is that everybody fucking outside of the Slavic areas has no fucking clue what is being said or what's being actually talked about. So that's where all the narrative bullshit comes from. Well,
yeah, hold
on. What you end up having is, and this is actually really funny to me because it kind of aligns with something that you guys and me have talked about previously. And that is, the ultra-nationalist faction. Well, it would appear that the ultra-nationalist faction overlaps with the communist faction in Russia. And
makes sense.
And that
I can see that
amalgamation of political power within Russia, it's not a big bloc, but it's a significant enough minority to be concerning to the rest of the former Warsaw countries. And that bloc, whenever these people start talking about Russia, you actually have to figure out whether or not they're talking about Russia proper or if they're talking about this vocal minority. So that's one of the key things. Because, like, for example, our resident Pole, No Skill doesn't have anything really against Russians. He specifically will say, I fucking hate Soviets.
There are a couple of things that need to be...
See, that's the point. Is he fucking hates Soviets, he doesn't hate Russians.
To which someone else is liable to come in and say, Russian, Soviet, same assholes.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is that, retards are retards. Dale, I just said retard, by the way.
That's fine. That is a YouTube acceptable word.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Anyways.
Okay. But just for shit.
And remember, Stoner, just so you're aware, the nigs will nog. Like, just remember that. Nigs will nog. No matter what. So, you have to remember that as well.
Mm-hmm. But for the sake of the argument, and just to give it some shit to talk about, what exactly is the difference between a Soviet and a Russian?
Well, first off, the majority of fucking Russians don't like the communist faction within their country. Like, they don't like them. This is actually something that's really driven me a little bit insane. Is the fact that so many people have latched onto this idea that, Russian equals Soviet, and it's like, but the Russians are the reason why the Soviet Union fell. Mm-hmm. Like, do we not want to acknowledge this? Because we, do we not want to?
Most people don't want to acknowledge it.
Well, obviously they don't want to. Well, obviously they don't want to acknowledge it because they flash back to 2022 when the Russo-Ukraine war started, and they're like, "Oh, see, Russia's attacking poor innocent little Ukraine."
No. See, here's the thing that you have to understand is they don't like, for example, Don Bacon doesn't want to give any credit to the Russians whatsoever because he needs the Russians to be the bad guy because his paymasters in Europe need the Russians to be the bad guys in order to keep NATO alive so NATO can continue writing that sweet contract money.
Oh, Don Bacon's a dickhead anyways.
Yeah, that's the reason why he got boofed from Congress.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Don Bacon's out.
Hmm.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. And that news makes me happy.
Oh yeah, the bacon burger is gone.
Yeah, no, he's done. He's done as of 2027. So it is.
Let me guess. The voters in Kansas, or is it Nebraska? Either way.
Nebraska.
Nebraska, Kansas. What's the difference? They both flat and have corn.
Okay. So Stoner, I'm just gonna remind you that a bad enough hurricane comes through, and y'all are begging for alms.
True.
Fuck you.
So
keep
the shit. Talk to yourself.
Hey, we did good on our own. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna give you the shit when you give the shit. So get with the program, bitch. Either bend over or fucking don't try to send it.
Well, fuck you. You want to talk shit about me? I'll talk shit about you. That's just how it goes. But anyways,
guess what? You can't talk shit about Ohio, because Ohio's better.
Oh,
we're built different.
I thought Ohio was a myth.
We're so enigmatic that you motherfuckers think we don't exist, and then we control this fucking country.
Yeah, Ohio.
Ohio
is a myth. It's just southern Michigan.
Well. He says the second coming of Islamabad.
Yeah,
no,
who's gonna get that?
All the Zumawaffen are like, oh, the Jews control everything, and it's like, no, Ohioans control everything, motherfucker.
Well, hey, you know what? I will freely admit the DNC is running a jihad.
That's true.
Well, who's going to get their caliphate first? Michigan or Minnesota?
Minnesota already has one.
Yeah. Didn't you see what they did to the flag?
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's basically the flag. They changed it to basically just be the flag of Somalia.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah, Minnesota is going to be a pain in the ass reconstructing that state.
Oh, well, Minnesota.
We just leave it alone for a couple winters.
Oh no, Minnesota. No, Minnesota. It's going to be one of the hottest points along the northern front. When we march into Canada, like Minnesota is still like by the time we finish dealing with Canada as a whole, Minnesota will still be going on.
Well, I would like to discuss this in a second, but in regards to Don Bacon, what did he do? Just piss off his voter base because he wasn't
the whole
MAGA supporter?
Well, no, the whole Ukraine bullshit. Like, you see, here's the fun part is that when more and more information about Ukraine came to light, especially when, the Russians put out the information about the Ukrainian biolabs, and all of a sudden, everybody's like, let me rephrase. Everybody on Capitol Hill is like, oh, that's all fake. And then it turns out to be true. Literally within 3 months, there was hard verification that, yes, there were European-led biolabs in Ukraine that the U.S., the NIH, is that it? Yeah.
National Institute of Health, yep, NIH.
Yeah. NIH was directly funding these labs. And
that was another one of Fauci's little pet projects.
Well, and then the confirmation from Doge that, yes, the funding was happening. So like the after all of that, all of the fuckheads that have been like super pro Ukraine, anti Russia, a lot of those fuckheads, you notice a lot of them are gone.
Yeah, I've noticed that NAFO seems to have dried up.
Oh, NAFO dried up with the fall of fucking USAID. But yes, yeah, like the entire NAFO sect of Congress has gotten boofed as part of this midterm. Like they're all out. And Massey, when it comes to Massey, just to go back to him for a second, because he kind of connects with these people as well. When you actually look into it, a lot of his anti-war bullshit is trying to keep the U.S. at a status quo when it comes to war fighting. And I'm gonna be completely honest here. What I think Massey's attempt was, at least in part, was to prevent the U.S. from actually stretching its wings and actually getting the warfighting experience back that we used to have. Because, like, for example, Delta rolls into fucking, Caracas. Fucking, we got guys rolling into Cuba on the down low. We got guys rolling into fucking Iran on the down low. We've got, all this shit going on, and all of a sudden our special forces have fucking been insane for the past fucking 12 months, basically.
Yeah, and God knows how many people we have and how many different places we have in southern.
Oh, dude, I've got a feeling we're about to pop off some shit in fucking Bolivia.
Hey, are you sure it was Delta Force that we sent into Caracas and not the Ghost?
Well, considering that Chinook pilot was, at least I think he was in a Chinook. It might have been a Black Hawk.
Yeah, no, he was a Chinook.
Yeah, that guy might qualify as Ghost.
yeah, dude, no, like perfect mocap possibility for fucking Simon Riley. But no, like the thing is at the end of the day, what I see from Thomas Massey, it's like, oh, you're trying to keep us from actually stretching our Marshall legs again because your bosses know, his bosses, not him as the boss, but his bosses know that if the U.S. starts stretching its Marshall legs again, all of a sudden it's going to be a big fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens, and I'm going to say this right fucking now, what happens if all of a sudden a fucking couple MEUs drop onto the coast of Ukraine and fucking start slaughtering Ukrainians?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm just saying.
Well, I doubt that's going to happen, but in the event it does, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Like, you thought the Chechens were bad. Shoot Doc, we dare you.
Shoot Doc. Shoot the pretty supply lady.
Oh no, Doc is worse.
No, the chick is worse.
No, it depends. It depends on how much.
Like I'm just gonna use Odessa as an example here. Odessa would literally cease to exist as a city. The entire population would die that day if some cute fucking female Marine got captured by some Ukrainians and they fucking tortured her and did all the shit that those fuckheads over in Afghanistan fucking did. Or not Afghanistan, Iraq.
Oh, yeah. If it's a capture, absolutely.
Oh, dude, that city ceases to fucking exist.
Yeah, we were speaking about getting dropped.
Oh, no, if they dropped her, like, it would elicit a response that would be on levels of war crime that even the Canadians would blush at.
But speaking of Canada, talking about the invasion of Canada earlier, what would be the casus belli for that?
Well, we have a really good one. It's called the Dragon Cartel. The Dragon Cartel is, by itself, is a casus belli to go into Canada, period, in the story. Because we're already using that as a casus belli in South America.
Do tell about the Dragon Cartel. They sound...
It's a joint venture between the Chinese Triad and the Mexican drug cartels. And basically what they did is that because Chinese individuals can buy property up in Canada as if they were regular Canadian citizens, Mexican investors, quote unquote investors, they go through a very stringent legal review process to buy property in Canada. So Chinese people would buy properties in Canada, turn them into drug labs, and then they bring in Mexicans because Mexicans know how to cook the shit.
Oh, don't you know, more drugs come into the U.S. from Mexico than Canada.
Yeah, actually, that number is starting to reverse very heavily.
Is that because of decreased drugs from Mexico? Is that because of increased drugs from Canada?
A little bit of both. The drug running from Canada has increased like tenfold over the past 3 or 4 years, whereas we've seen a decline in drug running from Mexico and the Caribbean. Like, for example, the Caribbean's basically shut off at this point in time. They can't run drugs through it. And then the Mexican side of it, they can't run drugs as consistently because the Marines are down there fucking patrolling. And there's been several shootouts between Marines and cartels on the border to the point where, like, there's been several predator strikes called in on the Mexican side of the border. It's been pretty fucking stellar.
It's kind of weird how none of that stuff's been making the frontline news.
Of course not. Why would the fucking media, who we know is our enemy, why would the media want to be fucking promoting the fact that we're killing the shit out of the cartels? There's a reason why the cartels have, like, they've switched to hard smuggling again. Because originally, and this is, people need to understand this, the difference between drug running and drug smuggling, two different things. Drug running is you're running the blockade. You're just running the blockade, you're getting through, you're dropping shit off, and it's a 50-50 shot on whether or not you get arrested.
Or blown up.
If you get blown up. Whereas drug smuggling, you actually have to pack shit. You actually have to do it. You have to be smart.
Yeah.
We're back in the 70s in terms of the mentality of the cartels. But in the case of the Dragon Cartel, which, mind you, the Dragon Cartel actually acts as a nexus for all the other cartels. Because you got Sinaloas, you've got Tren de Agua, you've got fucking New Generation. Like, all of these guys work with Dragon Cartel. All of them.
Okay, let's kind of...
Go ahead.
Let's kind of talk about the dragon part of the Dragon Cartel.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking...
How in the hell are the Triads even still in existence when the Chinese Communist Party has run that country since the late 1940s?
Why do you think we call it Vancouver?
Oh.
They all fled to the US and Canada.
Yeah, when the Communist Party really got cracking, they went to Hong Kong, and from Hong Kong,
yeah. Well, and mind you, I will point something out. Like, a lot of people, like, for example, the American mob doesn't exist in the U.S. Criminal organizations do not exist in their home countries. The American mob does not exist here in the U.S. It exists in Canada for the most part.
Well, I wonder who the hell they're working with in the home country, because I know that they've got to have ties back there.
Well, yeah, usually it's with street level gangs and shit like that. So, like, for example, here in the U.S., like, after a bunch of the old mob families got busted up, and I'm speaking of mainly the Italians and the Greeks.
Mm-hmm.
After the Italians and the Greeks got busted up hard, what was left of the actual truly illicit side of it fled into Canada. Now, a lot of people will be, immediately like, oh, the Canadians will handle that. Well, no, not really. Because the Canadians, different laws, different fucking way of doing things, so on and so forth. Like for example, I'll just use this case. A dude steals a car in Vancouver, flees down into Washington across the border. The Canadians, they can't pursue. Period in the story. They have to hand the pursuit over to the U.S. authorities. But when the guy got back to Canada, like, the dude got hit with massive fucking charges for the most part here in the U.S., like, relative to the crime. He got hit with some massive fucking charges. And he's gonna spend some time in jail here. But when he got back to Canada, basically got a slap on the wrist in terms of charges. He got some very, very, very light treatment overall. And that's just the simple fact of it, is that you will never see the hardcore treatment, like when it comes to Vancouver, especially because the Triad basically runs Vancouver. For anybody who's not aware, the reason why we call it Vancouver is the number of Chinese that live in Vancouver. It's like, what, 25% of the population or something like that?
Probably more at this point.
Yeah, probably, but it's a large segment of the population. But the point is what you end up having, just to get back to the dragons. These are the Triad that fled China, still doing their illicit operations, but in China they run legitimate businesses. And what they do is that they produce shit in China that is, the precursor chemical shit and so on and so forth, just to use it as an example. They'll ship it into Canada, and then they'll produce drugs to then send drugs into the U.S.
Yep.
And mind you, even though Canada does have a drug problem, the reason why it doesn't have as much of a drug problem is because the market for drugs in Canada is not nearly as fucking big.
Makes sense.
Oh no, dude! Fucking the prices that they would charge, like a typical dealer in Canada would charge somebody versus a dealer here in the US, it's like 50, 60, 70%. Like, it is pitiful how much money a dealer would make versus here in the US.
But talking about some of their supporters and shit, I wonder that Neville guy, the one that Hassan Piker name dropped here lately, I wonder how tied into the Dragon Cartel he is.
You talking about the Code Pink guy?
Neville Singh, I believe. The Indian
Singham.
That dickhead.
So I'll say this right now. If he's white or if he's Indian or something like that, he's got no real connections. Yeah. The Triad fucking hate the Indians.
He's white American. I think he's got an Indian parent, but don't quote me on that. But he lives time.
He is American, but he is not white. He is an Indian skin color. He's like a light brown Indian.
Okay, I stand corrected.
We call that mulatto. But yeah,
he's of the higher caste in India.
Point is that he probably has some dealings with them, but he's not like truly involved. And anyways, the fact that he runs Code Pink, he's got government backing.
Yeah.
He doesn't really need to work. He doesn't really need to work with non-government actors in this case, because he has full government backing from the EU and shit like that. Yeah. Which, by the way, everybody is like, oh, he lives in China, so he must be backed by the CCP. It's like, stop that. We can track the money flows of fucking Code Pink. We know that they get a shit ton of money from Europe. We know this.
Then why isn't he in Europe?
Because you want to know? Because Code Pink over in China is being used to do the same thing there as they're doing here. China is facing the same problems that we are.
Really? Because I was under the understanding that Chairman Xi did not tolerate that kind of bullshit.
But that's the thing, is that you think it's in China specifically that they're having the problems. They're having problems in their ancillary areas. Hong Kong, Tibet, etc., etc. Kashmir.
Well, Tibet's
Upper Mongolia.
Well, Tibet is to be understandable because, if I remember correctly, didn't they conquer that country not long after they came into power?
Tibet's an interesting case. I actually don't disagree with the fact that Chinese took it. Tibet was being used as a staging ground for rebels by being supported by the British Empire. So them taking Tibet actually makes a lot of sense from a actual hard geopolitical standpoint. It's like, yeah, okay. Now I understand why they did that. It's like, oh, so that's why all these Tibet rebels are using fucking Lee Enfields and Sten guns and Sterlings and shit like that. Okay, that makes more sense now. The problem What?
I was fixing to say, it'd be no different than if, like, Mexico took over Texas.
Well, that's...
Of course.
Well, that's the thing, is that at the end of the day, it's like, them taking Tibet makes a lot of fucking sense from that perspective, because the British were funneling money and guns and shit into Tibet from India, which is also why India and China have such big problems that they do, technically speaking, because... The Indians are being used as a vehicle to attack the entire world, and most people are just ignoring it.
Well, look at what they're doing in the Western world, and it's not really hard to see that.
Well, again, stop calling us the West, because we're not the West. We're the fucking we are the New World. We don't associate with, the West. Fuck those guys. Anyways.
If you say so.
No, I'm sorry. I'm fucking American. I don't remember fucking, being over there in the green fields of Ireland or the fucking rocky outcrops of fucking Scotland. Sorry. I might sound similar to them, but not them.
Although the green fields of Ireland do sound fun.
I'm sorry, last time I checked, I was a hillbilly, not a fucking Scotsman. But no, the simple fact is that at the end of the day, you've got a lot of shit going on. Like the northern border, like when and here's the point, is that so Russia, and this is how you can figure this out. Russia is actually ahead of us in terms of progression on this crisis path. Let's call it that. I'm going to use some Stellaris terminology here. So we got a crisis path going on. Yeah, fuck you. I'm a fucking nerd. I fucking appreciate your love and support. Go fuck yourself. Anyways. So we got a crisis going on. And in terms of stages, 3 stages to a crisis. The U.S. and China are currently in the middle of stage 2. And Russia is in the middle of stage 3. And if they can make it through stage 3, they're good. If they can put the Ukrainian genie back in the bottle, which they're going to, it's clear at this point. The only way they don't is if Putin gets killed, and the ultranationalists are able to seize power, and then the ultranationalists start dropping bombs everywhere. Which, those assholes will try to fucking kill Putin just so they can justify it anyways. But once they finish Ukraine up, then at that point in time, the Europeans have one way into Russia, and that's through Poland, and they don't want to fucking try that. So then at that point in time, the genie's back in the bottle. In terms of China, China is, they're going through the second stage like we are, and we're basically neck and neck when it comes to the progression, because it is literally a case of there's been multiple attempts on both leaders of each of their respective nations. There's been massive attempts to collapse the economy from within the economy and from outside the economy. And then on top of that, both nations are reconfiguring their whole thing as a whole. Like, China is finally getting to the point where they can start offshoring a shit ton of manufacturing back to the US that they can't fucking support anyways. They don't have the population for it. We've actually been there's a lot of good data starting to come out that China has completely bullshitted the entire world on their actual population. Like, in reality, more than likely, they're closer to 750,000 or 750 million, my bad. They're closer to 750 million than they want to say. Because we know that the old CCP tried really hard to make it look like they were going through this massive explosion of growth and prosperity and so on and so forth. Well, it doesn't seem to be the case anymore, because one of the things that we're noticing is wages, and this is a really important metric that some people for some reason just fucking ignore. When you start having companies pull out of your nation, and this started about 15 years ago, when you have nations start pulling out of your or companies start pulling out of your nation because wages start climbing to the point where it's not profitable anymore, that's indicative of a labor problem. Because one of the key things is if you have too much labor, wages are super suppressed, which is what was happening with China initially speaking. But then after the 90s and early 2000s, when all the massive amounts of offshoring occurred, all of a sudden their wages started going up. And the wages peaked probably about 8 to 10 years ago now. It was probably 2016, 2017, somewhere in that region. Wages kind of peaked a little bit. They have gone up since then, which is why a lot of companies have shifted their production to either Vietnam or to Mexico. Just pointing that out. Because all of a sudden you've got a bunch of really young people that need work, and all the wages are suppressed in those two countries, Vietnam and Mexico specifically, those two countries. Indonesia is kind of part of that as well, but a lot of Indonesians are actually moving to Vietnam to work, funny enough, because Indonesia is so overpopulated, specifically the Big Islands. But the point is that you end up realizing, like, oh shit, like, their population is not big enough to actually fucking accommodate this need for production. And so wages are climbing up because companies are the manufacturing companies in China are competing for workers, and that's why the wages are going up. It's a similar thing that happened to Britain back in the day, before the US started taking over the position as the dominant economic power going into the Gilded Age. Because the British started having a huge rise in wages because companies were having to compete for workers because they didn't have enough. Period. End of story. Just saying. But yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh well. But China and the U.S. we're neck and neck when it comes to the progression of our crisis that we have going on. China's handling it well. The U.S. is handling it well so far. And Russia got forced into this war. Like, Russia had to either attack or allow the Donbass to fall. And they could not allow the Donbass to fall, period in the story. So it was go time, period. Just No ifs, ands, or buts. No fucking second guessing. It was just go. So yeah. Oh, and Dale.
Yeah.
What was my last? Yeah, I'm up to 475 on my dividends.
Very nice.
Yep. Just keep it growing. That's all I gotta do.
Yep.
Growing.
It's kind of funny because I've got these two shares of Schwab. I'm plus 10 and a half on those in total gain loss. And then on the L2Y, I'm at negative 87.46. So I've made 20% on the one, lost 20% on the other. But then it's like, oh wait, the dividends, I've made that 20% back at this point in time.
Yep.
So I'm just like, yeah, we like this. We like this a lot. Now I just need to get the job situation figured out so I can put more money away.
Yep. That is always an important thing to do. You want your money to compound, after all.
Well, not just that.
As for me, I am currently undertaking a bit more risky play, but it's working out for me, so I'm happy.
Just remember, leave 20% for the God agreed.
Yeah. So I had recently sold my, during the whole Iran war thing, I recently sold my Suncor stock, which is like a bit, if you're not familiar, it's a big oil company in the US and Canada. Made about 50% on that. And it seems I sold it at the right time because it's gone down since. But yeah, I took that and I dumped it in a 2x leveraged semiconductor fund, and I made 30% on that in like 3 days. It's like, oh, okay.
Nice.
And now I also took some of that, moved it into a 3x leveraged semiconductor fund, and that in like another day, since yesterday it's up 14%. So it's like, not bad. Hoping to get out of it before before I start dealing with the the downsides in high leveraged stocks.
See, I'm not going to give any details because the first unofficial meeting of the board is happening this Sunday. I'm going down to Cambridge to meet with my dad and the rest of the guys that are going to be involved. We're setting up our capital management LLC. And so we've decided, okay, so we're just gonna have it taxed as an S corp. That way, we just pay the taxes all through the company, and then we can use the company to issue loans to ourselves.
Smart.
And then we have like a 0.5%, 50 basis point fucking interest rate on the loans. That is literally, okay, this is the monthly fee that you have to pay into the fund.
Right.
And here's the funny part. So, like just using ULTY, just using that as a base example. To get that to the point where we're making a good chunk of change every month, it's like 150 grand all total. If I'm hold on, let me do the numbers very quickly.
Yeah.
Purchase price of 35 times. Oh shit! Hold on. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, it's 175,000. My bad. Sorry, I had to.
And how much would that pay out per month in dividends?
At current dividend payment.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, get the wrong number there. It'd be around 7,800.
That's pretty good. It's insane for the amount for the actual for the actual cost basis. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's like enough to live off of if you wanted to from just 150K, which. Like,
Well, no, and here's the bigger thing. So if we can get that in there, and what's the number? Anybody here? What's the number one cost to a person in their life? Period in a story, after taxes.
Well, no, marriage, kids.
No.
Rent.
What?
Dale, winner. Rent and home payment.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It is the number one cost. Your shelter. It goes shelter, food, water. Water is actually, funny enough, shelter is the most expensive. Water is the cheapest. Food is the second most expensive one.
Makes sense.
The fact of the matter is, and by the way, anybody who doesn't understand that, shelter includes your house, your property, all that. So you have to take into consideration your house payment / rent, and if you have a house payment, your property taxes.
Right.
So you have to take those into account. Then comes food. Now, food includes not just food, but also clothing and so on and so forth. Anything you consume over time. Now, it's mostly mid to long-term time is the food category. And then water. Water is continuous consumption, like electricity, water, gas, etc., etc. All the stuff that you're continuously consuming, sewage, so on and so forth. So yeah, in those three categories, your shelter is your most expensive. Well, and again, your taxes are your your highest expense, period, in a story. Because until we get rid of income tax and until we get rid of capital gains tax and so on and so forth, one, capital gains tax. This is why we're getting taxed as an S corp, because it actually prevents us from having to pay the horrendous capital gains taxes that we would have to pay otherwise. And on top of that, we can do loans instead of disbursements and stuff like that. We can make it really, really fucking nice, because a loan is non-taxable. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, loans are non-taxable. You can't. It's literally illegal as fuck to tax a loan. Even the IRS is not willing to fucking broach that topic.
Interesting.
Well, because if you go back in the day, and mind you, this was part of the whole Magna Carta thing, by the way, just saying. Mm-hmm. Kings would, or not kings, but bishoprics would loan money to the nobility, and then they would tax the loans.
Yep.
And shit like that. So, yeah, they would add a bunch. They would basically, you would have the interest, and then you would have the tithe that would be applied to the loan as well. Which the tithe is nothing more than a tax.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but by just having it taxed as an S corp and paying the flat 20% out, it's like, oh, hey, and then we take loans instead of disbursements, and then it's not taxable anyways because it's a loan. The expectation is you pay it back, which we're gonna set that expectation with everybody. It's like, oh no, you will eventually pay this back.
Yeah. Yes. Also, for the record, and let it be known now that the greatest and quickest way to end a tax is to make the government pay it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, I would have to have Grok do the calculations further, but I know with around 500K invested into the fund as a whole, it's about 20 to 25K, somewhere in that region, a month.
Nice.
Which, for those who don't know, that's fucking insane.
And I think one other thing that makes it even a bit crazier is that 20-something K a month is also not non-taxable. Up until because it's those dividends specifically are classified as something called return of capital, and that means for every say you put $1 in, until you get $1's worth of dividends out, it's tax-free. Because it's classified as your capital just returning to you.
Yep.
As long as it's filed appropriately.
Yep.
Oh no, it's filed on the side of the fund.
Yeah.
Well, okay, as long as the fund is filed appropriately, then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, these guys have been around for a while, so they know what they're doing. But no, that's the whole thing. Is like at the end of the day, we're going to be paying taxes on what the company makes, and then by taking out loans instead of disbursements from like a company normally would do, it makes it so that we can be like, oh hey, we're a private bank effectively. We're effectively setting up a family bank.
Yeah, pretty much.
And guess what? The IRS fucking hates those, but they can't touch them.
They can't?
Nope. They fall. They're not roped into FDIC.
Oh.
And as long as so because it will be set up the way it is. First off, the physical holdings of the company are all stock based. So there is no physical holding. There's no gold. There's no cash, et cetera, et cetera. It's all stock based. It creates a situation where there's nothing to secure. There's nothing to insure. We fall under FTC regulation, not banking regulation. Or securities regulation. My bad.
Right.
Securities SEC.
Yeah,
my bad.
SEC. Interesting.
Yeah. So we fall under securities regulation, which there's nothing to say that we can't operate in that fashion. Oh yeah, no, it's tricksy. It's fucking tricksy, bud. And I love it. Because here's the thing is, what we plan to do?
What?
We plan to set up, as part of this management company, we plan, so there'll be the wealth creation side of it. Then there will be the insurance side of it, where, say, for example, I need to go to the doctor's. I expense all of that to the fund.
Interesting.
And then the fund pays it, and so on and so forth. Car, this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. We can do all that through the company. We don't have to deal with, United Healthcare or Geico or any of the, we don't have to deal with any of them. And then when it comes to our quote-unquote proof of insurance, it's literally, we have a letter detailing, this individual has $1 million in coverage and shit like that. It's very fucking easy to get around a lot of the rules and regulations. I know for a fact I get pulled over the first time. There's going to be a cop that's going to be so fucking confused they're not going to know what the fuck to do. It's going to be fucking hilarious.
Honestly, my prediction is just from how this they're going to assume once you start explaining to them that you have your own private car or insurance company, they're probably going to assume you're a sovereign citizen. That'd probably be the very first interaction you have with them.
Possibility, yeah.
Well, no, I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna look at them and be like, yeah, like, I have insurance. It's just a case of it's, a settlement account that, if I get into a car accident, I have to pay money out for any number of reasons, I can pay this out like this. And mind you, it's going to be a case of, like, say for example, I get into a car accident. Other dude gets fucked up. And say, I'm found at fault. It's like, okay, hey, bud, I need all of your hospital shit. I need all of it. I need expensing, I need this, I need that, I need recovery, I need all of it. And then all of a sudden that dude's shit is just paid off.
Right.
It's like, I'm not gonna fuck with you. Like, you and me are just Joe Blows. Like, I'm not gonna fuck you over. Just fucking pay your shit.
Right.
And then here's $250,000 until you're back on your feet. That's the whole mentality with this shit. Is literally the mentality of this shit. And I love talking about this shit because it's how people should think in general, but for some reason it's too fucking hard for these fucking idiots. Get to a position of, fuck it, we ball. like get to the point where you literally can just say, fuck them. The position of, fuck you.
Yep.
Which, you know what clip I'm fucking talking about. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up for you real quick so you can add it onto the, there you go.
Very nice.
Love it. That's your fucking fortress of fucking solitude.
Yeah.
But no, like the whole point is you get to the point, and mind you, getting a few people involved like we are. I've got myself, my dad, and then 4 other individuals. And we pull other people in over time. Because that's also the other thing is, like, if we can get this to the point where we want it, this is literally going to cover everybody within our circle. Mm-hmm. Hell, even one of the guys that, if he gets involved, he's able to put a shit ton of money in. He could probably drop 10 grand into the fund, no fucking problem, without even thinking about it. Right. And if if we can get more people involved with pooling the money together, this fund within 2 to 3 years could be making, effectively $1,000 a day.
Yep.
And imagine that, like, you're sitting there and, like, for a fact, like, hey, I got fucked on my rent this month. I need, this amount. You can fucking secure it. No problem. Just give a phone call to, my dad. Be like, yo, here's the expensing, send the money over, please. Also, that's some people might be like, oh, well, what about people fucking around and whatnot? It's like everything needs an expense report. Like, that's one of the main requirements. There has to be an expense report filed for everything as part of the company. So, yeah. We're doing our fiduciary due diligence.
Yeah. Also, I'd assume that the sort of people who might find themselves involved in this aren't the sort of people who'd be likely to fuck around like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. That's the great part.
There are not going to be any Somalis in this group. Let's just say.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And God forbid somebody does play FAFO. They will find out everybody knows everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody shows up to their house with fucking axe handles.
Yes. You should just have just put a sign on the front of whatever building it is that you're gonna have this link to that just says to enter this building you must not have a light bulb shaped head.
Oh, I can Dale, I can hear it right now. The nig dogging.
Yes. And there. Now you don't have any fraud to worry about.
Jesus fucking Christ. I love it. Actually, it's really funny. It's funny that you bring that up. So one of my goals with this fund, and this is something that I've kind of been rolling around in the back of my head. One of my long-term goals is to use this fund to redevelop Cambridge. Because you drive through Cambridge, and you drive through the downtown area, you feel at home. Like, it elicits a response that you're just like, I could live here. This is nice. It's just small town US, let me rephrase. Small city USA vibe. Mm-hmm. It's like 70,000 people that live in the county, and like 50,000 of them live in Cambridge. But you drive down or walk down Main Street, and you're just like, yeah, this is nice. This is nice. There's a building right across the street from where my dad's shop is. And that building, it's in a deplorable state. It's absolutely horrendous. The couple that owns it, their family has owned it for years and years and years now, and they just never really took care of it. Like the roof needs replacing fully. The interior needs fully rehabbed, so on and so forth.
Right.
But it's a historical fucking building. Like, that building has stood in that city since the city was really established as a prominent feature on the map. Mm-hmm. And it's like, they're wanting 900,000 for it right now, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, no. I'll give you 750 cash.
Right.
And I know for a fact they would fucking take it. And then it would be about 900 to $1 million in rehab for the building all total. But you could slot in 6 apartments and 2 commercial storefronts in that building easily. And for me, I'm personally sitting there like, fucking nice apartments that we can just give to people within the circle. Mm-hmm. Our guys are already paying in. They're already buying into our little syndicate that we're putting together.
Right.
And then in the case of the storefronts, fucking now, would my dad's shop moving over there be a good idea? Maybe. Possibly. Hell, he'd probably actually fucking redesign the entire thing from the ground up to fit his shop in there. Hell, he might even fucking expand a little bit, take over part of the other shop. But one of the thoughts I had is like, hey, I could put my little fucking cafe in the other shop and do a little breakfast cafe. One of the little fun things that I wanted to do for a while. Mm-hmm. So if you guys don't know this, I absolutely fucking hate breakfast cafes in the U.S. Oh. Because when I walk into a place, I want to be able to say I want 3 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, and a shit ton of fucking sourdough toast. Mm-hmm. Instead, all these motherfuckers have all these combos and all these plates and shit like that, and it's like, motherfucker, I just want these things. Can you fuck off and just give me these things? And there's a lot of places that won't fucking do that, and it's so fucking annoying. And then they charge horrendous prices for breakfast food, which it's like, motherfucker, like, a breakfast plate currently in the U.S., if you were to price it out properly, would be like $5-6. Like seriously,
Thereabouts.
like eggs. Eggs are not expensive.
True.
They haven't been. They as long as you don't have the Three Stooges trying to purge the entire bird population of the United States.
Yes.
Eggs are not expensive.
It's not like it's not like you'd be serving quail eggs. It's normal chicken.
Yeah,
eggs.
seriously. Then you've got bacon, which excuse me, bacon's not fucking expensive. Like everybody who buys bacon from the store, they're like, "Oh, it's so expensive." It's like, motherfucker, if you go into a butcher,
Yep.
it's probably one of the cheapest fucking cuts they got.
Yep. Especially if you're willing to just slice it yourself.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. And then you talk about bread. It's like, motherfucker, like the only reason why I buy bread at the store at this point in time is because I don't have all my bread pans and shit, and unfortunately my mom got rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Because okay. In the defense of my mother, I forgot them at her house. They were technically previously her bread pans, and she had gotten new bread pans, and I had never come over and got them, so she just got rid of them.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
In her defense, she didn't do anything necessarily wrong. It's just a case of she threw out the ones I was using. It's like, fuck. But and she didn't just throw them out, by the way. She properly recycled them. She actually took them to the scrapyard and had them recycled. I was so happy when I heard that. I was like, yes, you're learning. Proud son moment. By the way, I'll have to show you guys the pictures of the farm. It's coming together.
Nice.
Yeah, she's they cut the number of fruit trees that they're planting by about half, but that's because they need to get the lower field really prepped, and that's going to be a multi-year process to get it ready for actually planting the full orchard. So she cut down the number of trees that they planted this initial go around because they already had the area prepped and ready to go. So but at the end of the day, it's like bread's cheap, like especially good bread.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, these dumbasses over in Europe who like to be like, oh, Americans don't have bread, they have cake. It's like, you dumb niggas, we make sourdough bread like it's our fucking job. You're the dumbasses who fucking stopped making sourdough bread and can't fucking remember how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, go fuck yourselves, you baguette-eating pieces of shit.
Hey, baguettes are wonderful.
Baguettes are fucking delicious, but you know what? I'm fucking talking shit to the French right now because the last motherfucker that tried to make a statement about bread to me was a fucking frog.
Terrible.
Actually, that makes more sense.
And it's fucking hilarious to me that, again, I can fucking put together a fucking sourdough loaf right now, and do cornbread and shit like that, and like fucking I can imagine it now. Oh, cornbread, ew! Like, fuck you, European pieces of shit.
Yeah, it's like there is like even in the stores in the U.S. there is real bread. It's like what did these Europeans found out that fast food isn't the most healthy thing? Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
Who knew that fast food was unhealthy?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah. You know how easy it is and cheap it is to make bread? It's basically just flour and water. Basically.
Flour, water, and salt.
Yeah. And sometimes yeast. Sometimes.
Oh, no, the fucking, you get the yeast from the air. The yeast is free. Fucking make a fucking starter.
Right.
It's like I can get a starter going, and 3 days later I've got a good fucking healthy starter that I just have to add fucking flour and water to every so often in order to keep it alive. And then fucking I sit and bake bread. It's actually really funny. I was talking to a buddy of mine because he does bread baking for his entire little area that he lives in.
Mm-hmm.
So this mad lad, I fucking love this boy. He literally will bake because he's a business owner. He runs the company, but he doesn't like really do much past running the company. He's not going out and doing shit anymore. He hasn't been doing that for the past few years. He definitely took a step back because he wanted to spend more time with his family. Well, him and his two sons, you know what they fucking do in the morning? Every fucking morning,
What?
they walk into the backyard, fucking pop open. They have a brick fucking oven in their fucking backyard. They will sit and bake fresh fucking sourdough bread that they start fucking fermenting the dough 24 hours in advance. Like, they make proper fucking sourdough.
Nice.
And they will sit and bake like 100 fucking loaves of bread every single fucking morning to take around to people. And so, like, literally everybody in their fucking little area that they live in, because they live in this like it's not technically a development, but it's like a detached community to a degree from the rest of the town. Like, they kind of live on it's like basically, a builder decided, hey, I want to build a development in this forest.
Right.
And so they sit there and they bake a shit ton of bread, and then they'll drive around and drop it off to all their fucking neighbors.
Nice.
And everybody fucking loves it. Because they're like, holy shit, this bread, the bread's fucking delicious. It's some of the best sourdough I've ever fucking had, because I didn't know this about sourdough, that you're supposed to let the dough ferment for 24 hours before you bake it.
Right.
I didn't know that when I was younger. Hell, I told that to my mom, and my mom was like, wait, wouldn't that make it too strong? And we tried it, and it was some of the best shit we've ever had. We're like, okay, we're doing that from now on.
Yep.
It's like, fuck. But no, he fucking sits there. Like, my mom's planning on putting together a clay brick oven in her fucking garden for baking bread. I'm like, I love you, Mom. For anybody who is interested in that, let me pull up the video. Here we go. I haven't watched this guy in forever. I should watch some of his videos. Here's the video. For anybody who's interested, this is the oven that my mom's referencing when she says she's gonna do one. But it's like we need to stop fucking thinking of, like, I have come to despise grocery stores, because I'm like, I don't want to buy shit here. I just don't. I want to eat my shit, or I want to eat shit from the Amish.
That's true.
Like, I already told my dad, like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, dude, I need to get down to the because the auction house that I work at twice a year, they do they have their two big auctions, which are the consignment auctions, but then they have their weekly auctions, which are their produce auctions. Produce, livestock, etc. And you can pick up fucking fruits, vegetables, and other shit like that for pennies on the fucking dollar. Like, my dad picks up a full bushel of peaches, like every like, I think he goes through it within like a month, maybe a month and a half, and it's like $30.
Wow.
Like, the dude with that's his snack. That's what he snacks on during the season. You can get a hold of him. it's like, oh, there you go. Bye, stoner. You fucking Irish goodbye, motherfucker.
But yes, I did not know they auctioned produce. Like, who is it? The farmers themselves that are like auctioning this food, or how does that work?
Yeah. It's they produce, they bring it, and then they sell it off. You know, they set the base price, and then they go from there.
And you mentioned what is a consignment auction?
So consignment auctions can be any number of things, but most generally, it is, I have all this extra shit that I want to get rid of, and so I take it to the consignment auction to sell it off and get as much money as I can out of it. So, like, for example, one of the wagons, because they use wagons to auction shit off, because they'll set things to different wagons. So you like have the tool wagon, and you'll have what do they call it? The hunting wagon, and then they'll have the livestock area and so on and so forth. And then they'll have like lumber and furniture and stuff like that, so on and so forth. It's actually really, like, honestly, Dale, you would be fighting yourself trying not to buy shit if you went to one of these auctions. Like, I have to fight myself not to buy a fucking animal at any point in time I'm at these auctions.
Fair enough.
The first time I worked there, I was so fucking ready to buy a horse.
Nice.
I was so fucking ready. They had 2 stallions and a mare there that were for sale, and I was sitting there. The one stallion, I was like, fighting myself.
Yeah.
I'm sitting, like, personally speaking, for me, I was sitting there and I'm like, I want to get a horsey for my girl.
Yes.
I want my baby girl to have a horse.
Yep.
Anyways, one of the really cool things that you'll usually see there is the furniture.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, and it's usually lawn furniture, or patio furniture, generally made of wood or what's that other shit called again? It's the fake wood polymer stuff. I forget what it's called. But it, generally speaking, those are the
fake wood polymer. That's exactly what it's called.
Yeah. I just don't remember what it's called.
Are you thinking of linoleum?
No, it's not linoleum. Forget what it's called. But the point is that it looks like wood. It's kind of like thicker and a lot fucking beefier than like plastic, like regular plastic. Like you can actually, huh?
My brain says vinyl, but it's not, because that's shit.
Well, yeah, no, you actually drill through this shit.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking.
Like, you can cut it with a saw, you can drill through it, and so on and so forth. It's a lot fucking better, than some of the other shit on the market. But, like, for example, it's actually really funny. William, since you're up here, Cracker Barrel.
Love the place. About them.
Yeah, you know a lot of the unpainted wood furniture that they sell out front.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of it comes out of Peoria, Ohio.
Does not surprise me.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah, they get a lot of the stuff local around me, at least that are still around. They get a lot of it from the local Amish.
Yeah, the same thing here. Like, a lot of the shit that comes out of Peoria goes to Cracker Barrel. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
but no, that's
that have gone. Why are you spending so much money on that junk? It's one, if as long as you're paying attention to what you're buying locally,
Yeah.
it's not junk because it literally came from the Amish community that's an hour, anywhere between 1 and 5 hours away. And we're actually paying less buying it here than driving there to get it.
Yeah. True.
And that will last longer than you will still be alive.
Well, and that's the fun part is that so like for example one of the items that really caught my eye were these mini picnic tables. They're picnic tables for kids.
Oh, cute.
And I was like, I wish I had. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I wish I had the $200 to buy this right now. Because that's what I got told. The guy, his base price is $200, and I straight up got told like, yeah, you would only pay cost. Because my dad is an honorary Englishman for the Amish. But yeah, no, and that's the thing is like being able to like I love how this started about a breakfast cafe. But being able to acquire shit on a local level that is, relatively speaking, just as cheap as if you're buying it from the fucking grocery store.
Or cheaper.
Well, generally speaking, it's not going to be cheaper because some companies, they sell stuff at losses. Like, for example, the rotisserie chickens that companies sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Costco, Walmart... Berkeley and Jensen's, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, they sell those at a loss.
Yeah, they're loss leaders, I believe the term is.
Yes.
Yep. You buy and sell those at a loss so they can make a profit on.
Yeah, you come there to pick that up, and then you're likely to pick up something else.
Yep.
But no, like the whole point being is that at the end of the day, especially in my case, I'm like, I can fucking and hell. Why can't I just put a farm together for myself? Oh, wait, my mom owns a farm. Hey, Mom, I want to triple or quadruple your fucking egg production. Like, my eggs for my breakfast cafe are fucking sourced directly from my family farm. Nice. All the fruits and veggies are sourced from the family farm. And then I would fucking turn around and pay somebody to fucking help. I'd definitely pay to get a couple hands on my mom's farm. Like, hey, you little assholes, come here. You're gonna go help my mom. No, that's the thing is like it's actually really funny. Like if I could, like, and my mom she made a comment about this. She's like, if I could afford to pay you, I would just pay you so you could come down here and work this. And I'm like. And we need to get to that point. Because you think I fucking wouldn't?
Right.
Hell, I'm gonna say this, and I know I shouldn't say this publicly, but I have a feeling that if I asked my mom after the little shitheads move out, she would have me and Poe and Marcy move in so I could work on the farm with her. She would be giddy about that. She'd be like, my boy's here fucking working farm shit with me. This is fucking great.
Yeah.
Real quick, William, now that we've talked about a bunch of, business and, fucking just general life shit. You want to talk about Ace Combat?
What?
You want to talk about Ace Combat?
So what happened with Ace Combat over the last little while?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You don't know.
Okay, real quick. I'll sum it up real quick.
That's a question and not a serious question.
Okay. So, oh, Jesus Christ. All right. So, Ace Combat 8: Wings of Thieves has been announced for a while. I don't remember if they announced the subtitle Wings of Thieves.
Beginning of the year.
Okay, beginning of the year. Okay. But they just started dropping new trailers and stuff And they also had a event at Bandai out in California where they brought a bunch of content creators out and showed off the game. Well, what we have been able to figure out at this point in time is, one, this game is going to be fucking ridiculous.
They're taking... Yeah, keep going and then I'll come.
Yeah, it's basically an amalgamation of like 4 of the games in the series to a degree when it comes to overall scale, overall gameplay. The graphics are fucking stellar. Like the world feels weighty in a way that a lot of like we haven't seen this kind of like even something like DCS can't match what they've gotten with the visuals with this game. Like DCS has no hope. No hope in hell. Now, mind you, to give some credit to DCS is hyperly optimized for performance. So, not going to take anything away from DCS. But, damn, this game looks good. There is a problem, and I really hope that this gets ironed out, is that the rigs that they were playing the game on at Bandai in California, those rigs were fucking insane.
I saw the specs on them. I forget exactly which, but it was the newest generation.
Yeah, it was all new stuff.
Yeah, 50, 80s, hundreds. I forget it. I want to say it was
It was 128 gigs.
Yeah, it was 128. Yeah. I didn't say what hard drives they were using, but at that point, expect pretty damn good ones.
Yeah, no, these were amazing test rigs.
Yeah, these were $5,000 computers.
Yeah, so hopefully the optimization comes through hard, because there was a couple complaints from several creators who were like, this game is going to run like shit in its current build on a lot of people's PCs if they don't optimize it hard.
Good news is, a lot of that footage that is coming out from that is actually about 2 months old.
Yes, true. Now,
so
then
a lot of the optimization stuff we've had time to.
Yes, and it doesn't release until October, and a lot of optimization processes are undertaken in the last 8 to 6 months of a product launch, so should be fine. I'm hopeful that they get it worked out. Now, to explain what the fuck happened on Twitter, Jesus fucking Christ. Basically what you had was a combination of 2 things. One, the leftists trying to goad the non-leftists into a reaction, which it didn't really work out in their favor, because people literally just started making fun of them and making fun of their attempt. They were trying to cause crash outs, and everybody's laughing at them, including a lot of the AC community as a whole, are just laughing at them like, okay, look, motherfucker, first off, female characters have been a thing in this game, in this franchise, basically since the beginning. Second, woe is me, it's a black dude. And third, motherfucker, this entire franchise is basically the most anti-war fucking franchise in the world while you're blowing motherfuckers up. Like, the messaging is not in your favor. Please shut the fuck up. So what effectively happened in the case of me, I'll speak to my experience so far. I basically just started shitting on Reddit because I'm like, you know what, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Well, for some reason, Reddit decided to exist only in Asia for some fucking reason on this issue, which is hilarious to me. It's like, why is there a bunch of Asians that are super pissed at me right now? Like, what's going on here? And mind you, it's a bunch of Southeast Asians. There was one Japanese guy, a single Japanese guy. The rest of them were from like Thailand and Malaysia and Indonesia and whatnot. It's like, interesting. So, it was a fun event. Frankly, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm fighting paying $150 to get a hold of the fucking vinyl, because I want the vinyl. I want the vinyl so fucking bad. which William,
Don't know how much chicken there is.
Yeah. What's up?
the vinyl is the full disc track of the game. Like it's not just like some limited stuff and whatnot. It's the full disc track.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up on too.
Which, by the way, apparently this soundtrack for this game is supposed to be fucking like amazing. Like it's supposed to blow other, like AC7 had an amazing fucking disc track. Apparently ACA is supposed to blow that out of the water. Which I'm just like, how?
Interesting.
Shit.
I'm here. I missed that last sentence.
But anyways, well, you know, opinions, takes so far because I'm sitting here loving it. By the way, ACA is actually a really unique game in terms of the franchise, because the campaign mode is limited specifically to naval aircraft. Because in the campaign, you're operating from an aircraft carrier. So the actual base game experience is supposed to be naval aircraft through and through.
Yeah. It's naval aircraft when you're playing campaign, and when pre-mission, you can either keep it that way or select anything that is available by mission, and they built an airbase to take off from as well.
Yeah,
so you're not just spawning mid-air, you're always taking off of something or from something. And then, they're bringing back, at least in partial forms, you've got the mercenary units. How in Ace Combat 0, which if you get the pre-order, the deluxe pre-order, you get Ace Combat 0. It is the only way to get it legally. And I'll come back to that in a minute. In that game, they had the different mercenary outfits.
Yep.
That were Ace pilots. Well, in 8, they're calling back to that by having the Ace pilots come back in with, as they've been showing them so far, like short intro videos where it looks like it's ripped right out of 0, where it's the mercenary teams flying in. I was like, oh, sweet. And then in Ace Combat 7 and Ace Combat Infinity, you had the branching technology trees.
Yep.
They're doing the same thing with 8. You got 2 special weapons that you can equip per plane now instead of 1. The tech trees are not shared. They are individual between multiplayer, competitive, and the campaign. They haven't clarified on co-op yet if there is or not, but multiplayer and home side campaign, the technology branches, they're individual to each other, which I actually personally really like, because that means you don't have a tryhard grinding out the entire thing offline and then coming in and steamroll people. Anyways, sorry.
No, I love the fact that they're bringing those mechanics back. Like, first off, the squadron intros.
Yes, that's what
which is what I call them. I don't know what the official name within the AC community is for them. I call them squadron intros.
I don't think there really is one. I've been in the community for decades.
First off, squadron intros in any game, because there's been multiple games across the board who have done this, but it's fallen off as a practice within games, and is thematically, it's one of the coolest fucking things ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like watching a squadron of what are they? Fucking SU-31s, or not 31s. The MiGs. They're MiGs.
It was the MiG-31, and then there was the successor, and with the footage that we have with
Yeah, but the fact that you had the squadron of MiGs led by an F-35 or whatever the fuck or an Su-57, whatever the fuck it was, it's like, that was the coolest fucking thing ever. I was just like, oh. And then in regards to the tech tree stuff, I love games that tie their progression to tech trees like that because personally speaking, being able to be able to take that from start to finish, and you have to follow a particular path because you only have so many resources to use in the game. It actually creates a different experience every time, for the most part.
Well, you can, if it works the same way as 7 and Infinity did, you can max the entire thing out. You can get all of it.
Oh, I'm aware of that. I played 7.
Shit,
I'm aware. I'm aware of that, but the fact of the matter is that I have especially thematically to this game, where you're operating off of a single carrier with its supporting vessels, and it's a case of like, oh hey, by the way, like the faction that we're fighting is navally superior to us in every single fucking metric. You know, and oh god, do we talk about the super weapon?
In a moment, because there was a couple other things too that I had in my head but forgot, and now I'm remembering.
Okay.
It's hard to see, and it's not talked about a lot, but it's there. Is in Ace Combat 4, you used the D-pad to make different selections, yes, no's. That's coming back. And then you've got the simplified but effective way of telling your wingmates of attack, defend, regular weapon, special weapon. Again, it's 4 buttons, the D-pad. And people are saying it's better than the AI from, I'm drawing a blank on which Ace Combat it was now. Darn it. Wasn't 6. It might have been 6. But they're flat out saying, people that have been playing Ace Combat, every single one of them, way back to the PlayStation when it wasn't called Ace Combat. It's hands down the best flight AI companions they've ever made.
Well, and here's the thing. So if you guys are not aware, one of my favorites in the world, hands down, when it comes to video games and flight sim games in general, Rogue Squadron.
Oh, yeah.
Rogue Squadron as a franchise had that through and through, where you had that command and control aspect that, I'm sorry, if you have a flight sim game and you don't have that kind of command and control aspect to it, especially if you're the squadron leader, it's like, come on. So I'm very happy about that. And also the fact that they tailored it to where you can turn off the use of special weapons.
Yeah, they're bringing that back from previous ones. I forget if it was 4 or 5 that really did it well.
I think it was 4.
That's what I'm remembering. Nagato. Yeah, it was 4. Because I always remember one of the characters in Nagato in 4, because she gets shot down, you have to go hunt her down, and that was the most pain in the ass mission. Anyways, sorry.
No, you're good.
But yeah. Oh, and they're bringing back where you have to buy the aircraft if you want one of your other people to in your squadron to be able to use it. So you would have to own 4 if you want all your pilots using the same aircraft.
Oh shit! All right. I kind of like that.
They had that one back in.
I want to say that was
5. Yeah, 5. Raspberries. Yeah, 5.
Yeah. See, here's the fun part. Is I played 4, I played 7, I played Horizon. I have not played any of the other Ace Combats, because Ace Combat started way before I was fucking even a twinkle. Like, let's face it. It's like, like, when did the first Ace Combat come out? Like, fucking, was it 2000? Was it early 2000s or late 90s? I forget.
It was roughly in time with Final 7.
Okay, so
it was early PlayStation, and it was not Ace Combat, it was Air Combat.
Yeah, Air Combat. Thank you. I forgot. But the point is that, like, I haven't had the chance to play all of them, and it's the fact that I'm remembering this shit because I've watched all of them, bare minimum, because it's great, one of the greatest fucking franchises ever.
Oh, hands down. There are a handful of franchises that have been so heavy, and it's Ace Combat, Final Fantasy, Metal Gear Solid, a handful of others. I mean, it's things that if you say PlayStation or Sony and video games, what are you going to think of? You know, what major series that have been around for multiple decades? Yep. Ace Combat is one of them.
Yep.
And they're bringing back what it's looking like. If they're not overhyping this, even if they are even if it is being oversold by the people that have played it, like they're getting overexcited and doing it by accident, they're still bringing back everything that's been shown, not just talked about, but shown as well, are portions of the Golden Trilogy that make them what they are. 4, 5, and 0 from the good old days of Ace Combat. Yep. They're bringing it all back in one game, and this is as close as we're ever going to get to a remaster.
Well, not just that. Here's the thing: is that this sets a tone for future iterations of Ace Combat, because if they're able to establish a standard, because there's been so much back and forth and all over the place. Like, let's be completely honest here. Ace Combat has been all over the place ever since its inception.
Oh God, yeah. Well, that's part of what makes it what it is. But yeah, they've had a couple of bad misses. Yep.
But if they can create a standard and standardize the template, you could see Ace Combat come back into vogue very heavily. Like, I'm going to bring up another flight sim that I fucking love to death, but everybody seems to fucking hate. You ever play fucking Blazing Angels?
I used to.
Oh, God. Fucking love that shit.
Oh, yeah. There's a game from yesteryear.
Yeah. And, dude, actually, it's really funny. So, one of the party centers near me, they have the arcade Blazing Angels. I forget which one.
Oh, nice.
With the flight sim chair. Yeah. You know. You fucking know.
Spent time in that.
But the fact of the matter is that, you know, Blazing Angels died because it couldn't get the traction because, what was it, 3 or 4 games within the Blazing Angels franchise?
3 or 4, yeah.
And each of them was different. Like, they couldn't get a tempo going whatsoever with any of them. Mm-hmm. And if I remember correctly, the first one, so I played the first and second one. The first one was great. It was fantastic. The second one, pretty freaking stellar. A little janky, but stellar in my opinion. And then I remember seeing stuff about the third and fourth one, and the third one was hot fucking garbage. And then the fourth one was barely a recovery.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Third one killed the series, for all intents and purposes, and the few people that still hung around afterwards by that point, the genre was out of vogue.
Yeah. Which, again, if this can bring Ace back into vogue, we could see the ability to acquire further iterations of the game in a way that we currently are not going to see if things continue the way they are.
Yeah. There was proof that they could use to push development of 8. You know what it's called? Project Wingman. Or Wingman. That community, that Ace Combat community, and the flying community that wanted something a little bit more arcadey and shoot 'em up, more combat without the, oh my god, which dial am I pressing? They didn't have Ace Combat after 7 for, almost 10 years? I want to say it's been like 8 years since the last Ace Combat. And the people that loved Ace Combat and knew how to make a game went and created Project Wingman.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, Project Aces was able to go to Namco Bandai or whichever direction that is, whichever name is first. They were able to go to Bandai and go, see, we can do this again. We have an audience.
Well, that's actually so to speak on that. To speak on that, because here's the thing, and I guess this is the important thing about the development cycle, is one of the things that we need to see as a whole is if they're able to deliver with this, can they kind of get the story going again? Because it does Ace Combat have a contiguous story? Yes, but no. Only kinda.
Yeah. Only if you're on LSD.
Yeah. And one of the things that I think would make for a fantastic situation for them, because personally, I want to see Ace Combat come back. Like, you guys know me. I suffer through War Thunder because I love flight sims. Like, I love them to death. I wish there was a good Star Wars one back on the fucking market, but there isn't.
That's not gonna.
Yeah, fucking squadrons. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyways, fucking. I actually just because I brought up Star Wars for a second. So I remember buying Star Wars Battlefront for like $10 on G2A because I was not gonna pay full fucking price for that game. Period. In the story. Did not give a fuck.
I never paid price for it. I got it for free and I barely played it.
I wish. I bought that just so I could play the air combat mode. Literally the only thing I played on it. I didn't touch the ground combat at all. I just played the fucking air combat shit. And it was hilarious for me personally because it's like I'm slaughtering people. Like, I am absolutely ruining people's fucking days through and through, and I'm just like, shit, I need a Star Wars air sim so fucking bad. War Thunder, get on it. Fucking Gaijin, please.
Yeah.
Could you fucking imagine a fucking Star Wars air sim done up in like War Thunder's engine?
That would be interesting.
Be fucking stellar, bro. But
Yeah.
no, the point is that at the end of the fucking day, it's like, I want to see more air sims. Like, I'm sick and tired of seeing air sims get fucking dog shit fucking funding, because it's like, I'm sorry, like, I don't play shooters. I haven't played shooters religiously in years because Battlefield 3 was the last shooter that I played with any real extent.
The last shooter I played that I put any real time into pre-COVID, and it was Battlefield 1. It was the battlefield that was set in World War I. I've picked up a couple since then, but they have all sucked.
Okay, real quick, like just because we are talking about it. So the last shooter that I truly was into was Squad. And
Okay.
here's the problem with Squad, is that Squad was a very particular game for a very particular niche. And so Squad works. Oh, by the way, I'm a former Arma player, which means I fell within that niche. But then if I, like, for example, fucking Call of Duty, like, I have Call of Duty 1 and Call of Duty 2, 2019 Call of Duty. Actually, let me, because I'm pretty sure I have it in my hidden games now. Yeah, I do. Like, how sad does that have to be? I have Call of Duty and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in my hidden games on Steam. Should tell you something.
That was the last Call of Duty I picked up.
Well, I just want to point out something funny here. So I'm looking at my friends list. 13 of my friends have Call of Duty, and then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, only one of them does.
Yeah, that's... That sounds about right.
just to kind of put it in perspective for people when it comes to fucking to Call of Duty. That's how bad it fell off. But no, like the fact of the matter is like, I'm sorry, but like Ace Combat deserves the position that it had back in the day, and it needs to reclaim that position because, frankly speaking, it still deserves it. It's still one of the best franchises out there. Period. End of story. And I don't care. I don't care what the fucking Reddit crowd has to fucking say. Get over yourselves. Fucking actually learn how to understand what the fucking message. Yes, Marcy, you tell them. You fucking tell those Reddit sons of bitches. But, you know, actually learn how to, you know, the media literacy crowd loves to bitch about media literacy, and then for some fucking reason, they can't fucking understand simple fucking English.
Yep. Yeah.
It's
like,
kind of laughable.
Where did the PC woke idiocy come from in Ace Combat? It's not there. It's never been. It's a Japanese take on a Western aircraft. It's a Japanese take on a Western aircraft-based combat game.
Well, not even just that. Not even just that, but the fucking world building of the franchise.
Yeah.
Like, Strange World is a fucking... Oh, wait. It's in the name. Strange World.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally in the fucking name, you fucking retards. Like, it is a totally different thing. Like, I fucking love, like all the people that have been bitching. I'm hearing a lot of fucking Belkins in the fucking chat right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and they freak out when you say that.
Oh, dude, when I call somebody a Belkin, it's a fucking crash out of the century. Which, mind you, the terroristic motherfuckers of the franchise, the Belkins, for some reason, the people who are acting like retards don't like being associated with them. I wonder why.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing about this entry. Okay, so you said you played Assault Horizon, correct?
Huh?
You said another thing about this entry, 8. You said you played Assault Horizon, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, that abortion that failed.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware that it's not... Yeah, no,
Yes.
I'm...
Oh, sorry,
well...
Dale. Not be able to on that. But, yeah, that abomination is that one game nearly killed Ace Combat, and then they were barely able to get authorization to develop 7 afterwards, and the senior design team bet their careers on it. Like 7 different senior Japanese programmers, artists, music, the whole 9 yards. It was the senior staff of Project Aces. They all said, we do this, it fails, we will all retire quietly and go away, disappear. And they went through development hell on that game. It was almost 2 years late on delivery.
Well,
that's why the VR missions, there was only 3 of them. That game originally was going to be fully supported in VR. They couldn't do it.
Well, and here's the thing too, is, and I've talked to a couple people about this idea because I've been talking to people on the side about this, and it kind of got it rolling in my head.
Yeah.
If Wings of Thief is to the grade and to the scope that we hope it is, which it's looking like it's going to be,
even the problems are good.
I would love to see an attempt, whether or not Bandai is willing to commit to this, and they should, to be completely frank. If they were willing to commit to it, I would love to see them go back and redevelop the entire franchise to bring it into line and par with 8.
I can touch on that. And that was a question that was brought up during that conference.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's not happening. Yeah, it's not happening. They can't get the license for some of the aircraft. And Project Aces has always been about, the mainline aircraft in the game. They have to be real or based on... They either have to be real aircraft or imagined aircraft that could theoretically be. It can't be, oh, yeah, it's that aircraft, you calling it that.
So, wait. They're having problems with aircraft licensing?
For the old games. That's why none of them have been remastered.
What?
They can't go and redo the old games and bring them out and sell them again.
What? That makes no fucking sense.
They don't have the license to sell the games to make money off of the games to directly sell. Sorry, I'm tired.
So wait. Are you saying that there's a problem with the license of the games themselves, or
the aircraft in the games?
I'm pretty sure half of those, at least half of the aircraft have open licenses.
Not all of them
have.
Yeah,
but at the end of fucking...
It doesn't matter though. If one aircraft in one of the particular games, is still legally protected license-wise, it's in the game, but Bandai and Project Aces don't have a license to use it. They can't sell the game.
I get what you're saying. I'm like...
A really good example is what's that Spanish aircraft company's name? Panava, the Tornado that the Brits used to have.
Yeah, the Tornado.
They lost that. They don't have the license for the Tornado anymore. So any Ace Combat game that has the Tornado in it, Ace Combat
strip it out.
Maybe they could, maybe they couldn't. But I put in Discord earlier. I put a link to that article, and it's right in there.
Okay.
With a breakdown of it. And I just don't have it on hand to pull up.
All right, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, the short answer is they only want real aircraft, or they only want real aircraft if they can get the license for them, and if they can't have the real aircraft, then they create their own. So, Ace Combat Zero is that's why Ace Combat Zero is a bonus. a deluxe edition pre-order bonus, where we're able to get it because they can not sneak it in, but they're not technically selling it. They're using it as a promotional. They can still give access to it, but they can't sell it anymore. Ace Combat 7, that's still on Steam. They still have all the proper licenses for each of the aircraft. 4 and 5, last I checked, they're on PlayStation Network, but they're not on Steam. So they have partial licensing. It's a mess. It's not as bad as BattleTech and MechWarrior, but it's not pretty because they're dealing with.
Okay, so I just saw the full breakdown that you posted, and now that makes more sense because I think I know what companies are fucking them over, and they're probably mostly European.
Oh, of course they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Europeans fucking people over? That's new.
Yeah, seriously.
And there has been other official interviews where they've said, yes, they would love to be able to do a remaster collection of those games. They don't have the license to do it. They flat out said it in the past. They can't get the license to do it.
Yeah.
They had at the height of when 7 was selling, which is 5+ years ago, more than 5 years ago. I want to say it's 8 because the game's almost 10 years old. They tried to get those licenses renewed so they could do a remaster set in Trilogy, and they couldn't get it. They offered insane amounts of money. Bandai offered insane amounts of money. They wouldn't touch it. There was a couple companies that just wouldn't do it.
Well, and here's the fucked up part, and this is what annoys me about this kind of shit is, again, I bet you dollars to fucking donuts. Like if I really dug into what aircraft the license would be absolutely fucking retarded to try to find and get a hold of, I bet you dollars to fucking donuts it's all European aircraft, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, strip the European pieces of shit out of the fucking game and just fucking do it.
Yeah, it would be nice, except some of that stuff is hard baked into the story. You know, so it's not just they put the aircraft model out and use it anymore. It's in the videos that they're the actual video footage that they've made, the CGI. They can't get rid of it. They'd have to remake the game without the aircraft in it. You know? It's not like they could just go in and pull out random model CV8B, which ironically is pretty close to the Harrier. But okay, anyways, didn't even mean to do that. So yeah, they're stuck. And every once in a while we get lucky. Ace Combat 7 pre-order. I forget which platform it was. They had they got Assault Horizon. They got the Xbox exclusive Ace Combat, and they got one other one as a pre-order bonus. The only way to get that Xbox exclusive one was that way. Unless you go and buy a physical copy, you can't get it. It's a dead game. That's part of the reason why they did Ace Combat Infinity, which was multiplayer only. Because they had all of those models from the previous games that they were able to touch up and import into Infinity, because they had the models from the previous, from half a dozen games almost. And okay, we did the touch-up work, or at least we started to. We can't put out remasters, so let's use these in Ace Combat Infinity, and that's part of why we ended up with 50 plus, 100 plus different paid aircraft. You'd end up with skins all the time and very minor modifications to the aircraft. They had all of that, or a large portion of it, from wanting to do a remaster. And that was about the same time that they were talking to the different manufacturers going, hey, we want to do this. What's it going to cost? They were actively working on it. And they got shot down by a couple people. So, yeah, I stumbled into not saying it earlier, is with Assault Horizon being such an abomination, 7 being development hell, with 8, they are dead on schedule. They nailed this development timeline. And we're not hearing the whispers and of horror stories that things aren't working properly and they're going to put out a half game. So if they got it right this time, and I mean, dear Lord Almighty, if they were able to get the development cycle on track with this, even if it took a while, if they kept it on schedule, which is what seems to have been the case, that's a really good sign for Ace Combat 9 in a couple years.
Yeah.
It's a really good sign. And was it last year that it was the celebration of something like 40 million units sold for different Ace Combat games? It's some ridiculous number. It's what you normally only hear of about major rock bands. So it's a good time to put one out. A real good time to.
No, you're absolutely correct. And one of the key things, and this is something I really want to see happen, hopefully, and it'll take time for everything to come to fruition, is that when they do create the conditions for for the next game, I hope they keep the consistency alive, because again, I'm super fucking interested in this next game. Like, I have not been interested in a game in a long fucking time, by the way. The fact that Ace Combat managed to pull me in instantaneously as soon as I saw the fucking previews, I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah. People don't really think about it. They put the first major trailer for the game last year, less than a year ago. They went from, we're working on it in the background, quietly whispers, to here's a trailer of what we've got, to, oh, by the way, we've got serious playtests that happened 2 months ago at 4K footage, running at 4K, which is part of the reason why they were having issues. You run a game like this at 4K, even on a 5080, you're going to notice it.
Yeah. And mind you, I'm going to say this right fucking now, like 1440 is the highest that you need to fucking go. I hate companies that are like, oh, we did it in 4K or we did it in 8K or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, motherfucker, just do it in 1440, please.
Yep. Hell, even 1080p is fine.
1080p is fine, but then the clouds start looking fucking weird in Ace Combat. I'm just saying.
At 1080 on a screen over 18 inches, clouds start to look like they're missing pixels, and not in a good way.
They start to look like they are they're triangles and not polygons.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you're not aware of that joke, Dale, mind you, I prefer triangles versus polygons.
Yeah.
I much prefer triangles.
Fair enough.
Oh no, triangles are better for performance.
Yeah.
Much better for performance.
True.
UE3 was the goat of engines. Anybody who disagrees with me, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's a reason why I made a friend talking about this shit, because she would. I don't know if you know her, but I follow this chick Tashino. You know, full bore warning. I'm gonna put her name out there. If you are a normie, you are not going to like this chick by any fucking metric whatsoever. Do not fucking follow. Anyways, oh yeah. You want full sets of tits every other goddamn fucking day on your fucking feed. You go follow Tashino. I love her. But she's into game dev and shit like that. And so like one of the things that like she was having no end of fucking problems with idiots who were talking about optimization and this and that and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. And I fucking and I was pointing something out. She responds to me thinking that I'm just another one of those fucking idiots. And I'm like, oh no, like everything sucked since you're absolutely fucking right, because she made a comment about, you know, when engines switched from reading triangles and they switched to polygons and shit like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're absolutely fucking right. You know, UE3 and before were fucking fantastic and are literally, you know, the gold standard for actual performance, versus, you know, everything UE4 and forward is fucking just hot garbage and just causes your fucking computer to melt. And she was like, oh shit, okay, maybe this guy actually knows what the fuck he's talking about. Holy shit.
When it takes more processing software just to compute it than it does to show it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you need a computer just to compute to be able to play the game on a second computer.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's funny.
The first 2 years of UE5. Flat out, that was...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And mind you, the fucking idiots who are like, I'm a huge fan of this and ray tracing and that and all this different, you know, advancement. And I'm like, motherfucker, I am sick and tired of fucking buying your piece of shit fucking hardware. Please go fucking jump off a cliff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Stop giving me Stop shoving gizmos on the silicon. Me more transistors.
Yep.
No, fuck. Oh, dude, no. Oh, God. It's funny because, like, I refuse to buy games that use ray tracing at this point.
Fair enough.
I refuse. Like, I forget what game. Like, it was one of the space games that I was following, and they put out a development log, and they were talking about how, you know, they were doing this, and they started showing off ray tracing shit in their game, and I just immediately fucking said, I was like, nope, not buying your game. Never mind. Took it off my fucking wish list. I don't even remember the name of the game at this point in time. It was like 6 months ago that I did this. I was just like, nope, don't want anything to fucking deal with your shit. Because I'm sorry, ray tracing, it's only good for fucking melting your fucking processor. That's all it's good for. It doesn't make the game look any fucking better. It actually hurts my fucking eyes because I'm fucking photosensitive. That's my primary problem with it. I'm fucking photosensitive the way I am. And it's just like, no, fuck you. Get that bullshit out of my face. And thankfully, a lot of games that were putting ray tracing in their shit, they fucking implemented a setting to turn it the fuck off.
Yeah, 90% of games that have it in it, they add a setting to baddest setting to do it because the graphics it was tanking the quality of the game so badly. Unless you had an 80 series, and even an 80 series, even the 5080s can't handle it properly. Yeah. It is a crutch for lazy game development.
Oh, it absolutely fucking is.
The only thing I have found ray tracing good for is water. Everything else, it's a crutch.
Mm-hmm. And even for water, I don't want it at all. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, just heads up, everyone. I'm gonna have to get going pretty soon, so we might want to wrap this episode up.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
that's
we're
fine.
doing a 3-hour.
Yeah, just at the 2 hour and 29-minute mark. So I think we recorded a fairly lengthy episode. So
No, it was good.
Yeah. That being said, then we shall see you next week.
Ciao.
Ciao bello.